with it, fam. Today, I'm gonna get on the topic of why it's important that black people all over the world unite. Now, this is a very sensitive subject, but I really don't care how people feel because the time is over with for all this emotional shit. We need to understand what's really going on. The reason why it's important for black people all over the world to unite, all over the world, not just in America, all over, we need to have a mutual understanding whenever we see a black person. This is what I mean by us uniting. The main reason for us to unite is so we can control our resources. Okay? If we don't control our resources, we cannot control ourselves. We can't even control how our kids are being raised, what our kids eat, what our kids wear. We don't control our resources. So this is why it is important for us to unite. Now, I'm into a book right now called Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. Some of y'all might be familiar with the book. But if you're not, it's a very great book, and it's a book filled with over 15 years worth of research that this man have done in the Nile Valley, all over Africa, and even here in America. And Chancellor Williams really jumps right out in the book, and in the beginning he talks about how there were over 1,000 different languages in Africa. There were thousands of different tribes and different kingships and queenships, and this is the main reason why we were infiltrated and pretty much colonized. And the colonization of Africa it's really still going on to this day. It really didn't take toll and it really heat up until the 1700s, 1800s. Pretty much around the time when Shaka Zulu was defeated. Because Shaka Zulu was actually one of the last great kings of the original Africans. The strong black man, the king. The one that understood what his people, how important his land was and how important his people was. Shaka Zulu actually united black people all over South Africa, and that's the reason why he was able to defeat the British over and over, because he united black people and he kept them out of the land from them coming in and colonizing them and controlling the resources. See, once you control the resources, you control the people. Okay? So this is why it's important that we unite, so we cannot be controlled. You understand what I'm saying? And then we can control our resources. And once we control our resources, we will be able to distribute and dictate how much of whatever resource this other country needs, or whatever any other outside entity need. We'll be able to dictate and orchestrate that, instead of an outside entity orchestrating and dictating how much of a resource that we're native, the land that we're native to, we have an outside power dictating how much of that resource we get. Okay? This is why you see underdeveloped African countries, underdeveloped Jamaica, Haiti, and underdeveloped American black societies. Because we don't control our resources, okay? Underdeveloped schools. We don't even have our own schools and hospitals, and we don't even really have our own community. We got projects. We got places that these people have put us in because we don't control our resources, okay? We don't control the construction companies. We don't control the food. We don't control the clothing. This is why it's important, y'all. And like I'm saying, about control and dictatorship, if we can get back into a mentality of wanting to control our resources, we will see the importance of it. We will see the simple importance of how it sustains life. Everything that you do on a daily basis involves some resource that another outside country or outside entity controls. Okay? So this is the reason for your enslavement. This is the reason for your miseducation. This is the reason they switched your God. This is the reason they did everything that falls under the category of colonizing you. The reason for that was to control your resources. Okay? Okay? Y'all don't understand that maybe I read statistics, but these people put whatever they want down. They got well over 75% of the resources that the world use come out of Africa. Okay? That's including oil, gold, diamonds, any mineral, anything. Pretty shit. Sometimes it's plant seeds and water. Certain plants only grow in Africa. You see what I'm saying? So the motherland is a very valuable place. And if we can get back into this understanding that we don't want outside entities ruling our lands, we will control our resources again. But we have to unite so we can have the manpower to back it up. We can't have some black people like, nah, we don't, we don't want. What black person don't want to control their resources? Which one of y'all out there want to have an outside race control and dictate your resources? We can't do that anymore. We can't have these people dictating our kids' education, our food. We get a lot of GMO foods, a lot of fake food. We don't control our resources. All right? We're a natural people, so we're going to get back to natural things once we're back in charge. So the main thing that I'm pushing for is for my people to have our own nation, our own country. We need to separate. We need to go back to segregation. But this time, segregation needs to be our own nation, not just separate schools, separate. We need our own nation so we get back to controlling our resources. And that's the main thing we need to focus on. Not basketball, not hip-hop, not Hollywood. We need to focus on politics and getting back to controlling our resources. Simple, man. Holla at me.